Hey guys, as promised, we're going to be looking at some image and font tags in this video where we're going to be inserting an image and playing around with the attribute a little bit to customize the image to make it look better on the page. And then we're also going to be looking at font tags and seeing how we can use some of the attributes there to also change the color of the font, the size, and the type of font. Alright, I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so we're going to continue to work with the folder that was created in the previous video. But I'm only going to open up the one page that I need to work on, and that is the example of image. So I'm going to double click on it, and that will open the browser. And then right click and edit with Notepad++. Alright, so what we're going to do is at the top of this page, close to the top of the body where I added my first paragraph, I'm going to insert the picture. And what happens when we insert a picture into the body, it's similar to what happens with Word. It inserts it in line with the text that is currently there. So you won't notice any writing appearing on the right of it. In order to then change this, you're going to have to change the alignment of the image, in other words, the wrapping of the text around the image. Well, the tag we're looking at is called img, which stands for the image tag, and it's a self-closing tag, so we need to put our / there at the end. We're going to go to the opening part of the tag, and we're going to add an attribute called source. So it's src, stands for source, and basically what this attribute is doing is it's asking, where do we get this? Where is the source of this picture? Where are we finding it? And I've got an image in my folder, so let's just minimize this quickly to have a look at it. So over here you will see that I've got the image inside my folder already. And remember how I mentioned it's very good to create a folder and put all the pages as well as the content that you want to put into your page within the same folder. So as you can see, the image is called image1 and it is the .png. So the extension is important to remember, as is with every other thing we've done with links. You have to use the extension. So it's important to open up the properties and just check it for yourself and see what it is. Alright, so we've got the name, it's image1, and it's a .png. Alright, so now that we go back into our normal view, let me go into my code, and it's image1.png, and that's basically how we insert the picture. I'm going to Control and S to save. And now when I open up my browser and refresh, you'll see the image appears within the code. Now, as I mentioned before, this is going to be in line with text. So if this was in the same paragraph as writing, you'd see writing carry on in line with this image as you would see it in a Word document. But let's say, for example, I wanted the image to be on the left and I wanted the text to appear on the right. Now I would have to change the attribute align. So go into the image tag, remember on the opening side, space, I type in the word align, and then inside there I can put left because I want the picture on the left, so the text will wrap to the right. Control and S will save. And when I refresh, you'll see now that's exactly what I've got happening. Alright, so if I feel that the image is a little too small and I want to make the image bigger, I can work with attributes width and height. Those are the names, and then you can just type in a number. The number you type in though is pixels, so start off with something close to about 100 and see what that does. And then if you want it bigger, you can increase the number or decrease it if you want the image a little smaller. Alright, there's also another thing. There's an attribute called alt, A-L-T, and that gives us an alternative. So if the picture takes a while to load, there's going to be text that would appear, and that alt would be the text that would show up if the picture wasn't loading. So instead of it not showing anything, it would say image of Miguel showing a thumbs up. Alright, so guys, that is the basic image tag. What we're going to go looking at now, let's say for example I would like to change the color of the heading H1 where it says example of image. Now I can't do that in the H1 tag because that doesn't have the attribute for me to change anything to do with font. So what I need to do is I'm actually going to create, or at least open up, a font tag, F-O-N-T, and this tag I'm going to close where I want the font to stop. So if I want to make this font color white, for example, I'm going to make sure that I just want example of image in white. So I make sure that this font tag closes at the end of that particular sentence. If I wanted to change all the text to white, I could just create a font tag right at the beginning of the body and then right at the end, and then every single bit of font inside that page would be white. Okay, so now if I just put a font tag here, I'm going to save this and I'm going to go into my browser and I'm going to refresh. And there I've refreshed it, and you can see the aerobic versus an example of images there at the top. Nothing has happened to it, nothing's changed. Just creating a font tag doesn't really do anything. The power behind this tag is the actual attributes that we then need to add in. So what I'm going to do is just add the attribute called color equals, and just for now I'm going to say white, and I'm saving, Control S. I'm going back to my browser, and inside here I'm going to refresh, and as you can see now my heading has changed to a white font. Alright, so other fonts that you can work with, the attributes that you can work with in font would be size, and that will change the size of your font. There's also an attribute called face, and face will actually change the font. So if you've got Time New Romans, or you want Comic Sans, or you want a different type of font, then you can use face as well. Alright guys, play around with that, experiment, and keep on practicing. Until the next video, bye for now.